Welcome to Math 141. My name is Chuck Devangi. I'm your instructor for this course, and I've been adjunct faculty member here at Whatcom for, almost 30 years, and I teach in the Bellingham School District as well, currently at Bellingham High School, and all math. I'm a math teacher. So I want to start off. I'm going to give you a little introduction to WAMAP, structure the course, that sort of thing. Just right at the start here, I want to say two things about this course. It's an asynchronous class, but it really is your job to do stuff daily for this class. The best way to learn and retain the material is to engage with everything daily. You'll see on the schedule it's laid out, and I have specific things that I'd like you to do each day. You can always work ahead. I know your schedule is your schedule. I just have found that people who do daily or as close as possible to daily interaction with the course seem to do the best in the class. There's like a log, I can see what you've done in the class, so I can see how often you're logging in and stuff. The second thing, I just said that as a tip. Second thing, I really believe my job is to get you through this course, help you know the things you need to know so that you can be successful on the assessments and get to where you want to go, get your goals going. So that being said, this is WAMAP. We use WAMAP for math courses at Whatcom here because it's pretty robust. It's nice to, I know it's the interface looks like it's 20 years ago, but it's actually very robust. We can type math back and forth. I'll show you some of these things, but I'm looking at the student pages right now. So this is what it will look like for you. And you've already looked in getting things started because you're watching a video. And if you look at announcements, you may have already looked there as well. Check announcements at least weekly. This will always be up. It'll give you stuff for the week and tell you where we are at on stuff. Okay, digging into the resources. We have links to our textbook, which you can get to here. You don't have to buy a textbook. It's all online. There's a course calendar. Now, for the course calendar, really you should print this. This is what we're going to do. Oops, there it is. This is what we're going to be doing in class every day. So September 23rd is the first day of class. There's an introduction. You should be watching this video and so on. There's some day one getting started stuff. If you'll notice the way this is laid out, I tried to make this as consistent as possible. So on Wednesdays, the weekly forum is due. And also there's usually a practice quiz due as well. And the practice quiz will go back and cover the units we've covered so far. So this 1.1, 1.4, these are units out of the text. So you should be doing 1.4 unit. And I'll show you there's a lecture that goes with it and everything, and there's some practice problems in the text. So forum is due. You have to do forum response as well. I'll talk about those in a minute. Intro quizzes due. I usually have practice quizzes and then test quizzes. I'll talk about those in a minute as well. All of the exams are on here, so you should be able to see where all of the everything is at. And I'll talk about how we do all of these pieces in just a minute. But I do want you to emphasize this is the course. Unless something really strange happens, we will not deviate from this schedule. Things that are italicized or bold are things you have to complete by that date. Well, it depends on the time. It depends on the activity for the time. But those are all the things you'll be turning and submitting. So you'll notice this is laid out week 1, week 2, week 3. So if I open up week 1, here are the 2 lectures, and you can see what day I think you should be watching them on. There's the lecture here. You can watch it. There's some things to do out of the text. And I often try to include extra links if needed. So each of these go into week 1. There's your lecture, your topic for the day. Quizzes and forums will always be here as well. In this first week, we have this intro quiz and an intro forum. And like I said, you can look ahead. I try to let things be released 3 weeks out. So if you wanted to work ahead, you can work ahead. You can see in week 3, there's no lectures that week. Quizzes and forums would be coming up as well in week 2 as well. You can see that we have those lectures in week 2. And then also in week 2, there's a forum. There'll be a prompt, that you respond to, and then you wait for someone else's response, and then you reply to their response. You have to do both. Practice quiz and time quiz. Again, due dates are here, but due dates are also in that schedule that was back in resources. This one right here. I think I said you should print that out. You should print that out. Don't miss any deadlines. The whole course is already laid out, as I said. This is the student pages we're looking at. If I look at the instructor pages, you can see I have all the weeks out. Exams will pop in here. They'll populate here underneath where it says announcements. And then let's go back into resources, and I want to take a quick look at the syllabus. So here's calendar. Oh, you could print that. Syllabus is here. Click on that, and this will come up. A couple things I want to point out the syllabus. I'm not going to read the whole thing out to you. This is me. We know we're here. A lot of stuff about what the syllabus is. Here's some stuff about the calendar. Like I said, not a self-paced course, although it is asynchronous, but try and log in and do stuff daily. It really will be best for you. How points turn into grades, that sort of thing. We have categories. So the final is 30% of the grade. There's 3 exams, 35%. Time quizzes are 20, and then practice quizzes and forums are 15% of the grade. Now the homework, that's the piece where I say, hey, in 1.6, in this category right here, there's a lecture, you should do these problems. Though that's what I'm going to call homework. It's not graded. It's yours to practice, but really try all the problems. That's what you're here to do. Okay, exams in the final. I have these 3 exams in the final exam. They're all online assessments. You get a 2-hour sitting for it, and you get to choose whenever you work from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. The test will close at 10 p.m. So make sure that you start, like if you want the full hours, by 8 p.m. If you have some sort of weird circumstances you can't take the test, contact me as soon as possible, preferably before. I know that sometimes things happen. When people just miss a test because they forgot about the due date, I'm not lenient about that. Please complete the test when it's going to be, or prearrange. I will work with you if you prearrange, if you have an emergency. But it's tough if you contact me a week after and just are like, I didn't feel good. Contact me as soon as you can, please. So there's the tests and the finals. I give practice tests and practice finals. I'll talk about those when we go back to schedule. Okay, we have practice quizzes and forums. So practice quizzes are not timed. You have till you start till it's due to get it done. You get 4 tries on each problem on a practice quiz. They have to be done by 11:59 on the due date. Also for forums, I'll give you a question. You kind of saw one of them. I'll give you a question. You answer the prompt. Answer the prompt in your own words. Don't use another resource to answer your prompt, please. I'm just asking you to do a problem often, show the work. And then respond to one of the persons. Good job. I think this would be good. My problem was similar, something like that. Okay, time quizzes. Now the time quizzes are a lot like the practice quizzes. You have 2 hours to complete them. About 10 to 15 questions. It's plenty of time if you're familiar with the material. And they start when you click on them. You can't pause them. The time starts then. And you get 3 attempts on each question in a time quiz. Again, due by 11:59. So if I look back at the schedule and I look at week 5 here, there's a practice quiz, which would be over these sections, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, and then a time quiz, which is a lot like the practice quiz. If you've done the practice quiz and you feel good, you'll do well on the time quiz. And the time quiz does not add any new material. So the time quiz covers the same material the practice quiz. On the quizzes, if it gets graded and you feel like, hey, I think that was right, there's an auto grader that looks at it before I do. As soon as you submit it, the auto grader is seeing if you're right or wrong. And the auto grader is imperfect. In fact, I would say it's less perfect. It's less perfect than I am, and I'm imperfect. Um, if you feel like you were shorted on points, just email me. I get into the quizzes and I check them all, make sure the autograder didn't make a rounding error or something like that. But just email me and let me know. Okay. The night before the final is the end of the course as far as turning things in are concerned. So um, everything closes except the final at 11:59 the night before the final. So if you're trying to get stuff done at the last minute, just so you know, that's the last minute. That's what this right here says. You get 6 late passes, and each a late pass will extend the due date on either a practice quiz or a time quiz. They can't be used on forms. They can't be used on the exams, but you get six late passes. If things are going really bad for you, if you have some circumstances, just contact me. We'll work it out. I can always give you more of those. Not a big deal. Now, if you want to contact me, student or whatever, we have this part right here. This is where I want you to message me. So in communication, it says messages. If you click on here, you can wait for it to come up and then send a new message. Send it to me, and then whatever your question is, you can type your question. That's great. The nice thing about this, and you can do this in forums is we have a math editor. So if you click here, you can type something like 4x squared plus 3 divided by 700, apparently. And then arrow on out of that. And you'll notice it'll format it into like this math. So we can type math back and forth, which is fantastic. This is like one of the things I really, really love about using WAMAP. So going back into resources, if you look, typing math symbols into WAMAP, if you open this up, these are ways you can type like x squared, you can new math button, x caret 2. So these are ways to type things in using the math symbols in WAMAP. So reference that. So thanks for hanging in there with me. A couple things I just want to reiterate. Class ends at the final. Be ready. Don't miss an exam just because you forgot. You've got a schedule, print it out. If something goes wrong, though, I will work on you. Just contact me as soon as possible. Remember, contact me through messages here. And also, get in here daily, dig into the math, send me questions. My job is to get you through this course, like I said at the start of this video, and I really, truly believe that. So contact me with questions. Looking forward to working with y'all.